What's up, everybody? Welcome to our first edition of Coffee Talks, where we sit with you and we talk in a very relaxed manner with our choice of coffee and sometimes snacks.
It's for me.
Not me. What's our choice of coffee today?
Today, we have some faux iced lattes because we don't have an espresso machine here. So it's just cold coffee that we brewed this morning and some of our oatmeal creamer.
Yeah.
And I put too much in mine, but it's okay.
Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Today we are going to get into coming out, and we're going to tell our personal stories, but we're also going to give some advice to people who are looking to come out or need some help coming out, and just kind of give our take and try to lend a helping hand to the community. Yeah. ASMR. Okay.
I'm getting hungry.
Me too. I was thinking about getting chocolate chip cookies from the fridge and like putting them in a coffee.
I want real food.
Okay, well, you can do that for yourself.
Well, we should start with your coming out experience.
Yes.
We'll
So,
share both of our experiences.
yes. I had a little bit of a different coming out experience because I came out twice. And to my friends, it wasn't a big deal at all. To them, it was just like, okay, cool. So that's not really the part that I'm focusing on here. It's more about my parents. And I know that most people struggle more with their parents than their friends. So we're just here to help. So I came out as bisexual first. And I did that, let's see, I did that, I think last year? No, not last year. It was 2018 in October. And I was on the phone with my parents, and my parents are really cool people. Like, they're nice, and they have always been understanding. I'm a super politically liberal person, and I've never been quiet about that. So they've always known that I had strong opinions and things like that, and they always encouraged those in me. And I talked about, like LGBTQ issues with them before, and they've never expressed any kind of hatred or homophobia or transphobia, anything like that. Basically, with my parents, it was pretty known that they don't care who I'm with or what I do as long as it makes me happy and I'm safe. Which is really fortunate. Like, I recognize that I'm super lucky to have such accepting parents to whom I could bring home Latera, like we did earlier during quarantine, and just introduce her, and there's absolutely no weirdness. Like, it's nothing strange at all. Like, they don't question it. They are just super, super accepting, which is awesome. So I was on the phone with them, and I just kind of blurted it out. Like, I'd been kind of growing more into my sexuality since I had left for college, and I had met someone that I liked at the time, and so I just called them and I was like, I'm bisexual and I'm seeing someone. And they were like, okay, are you happy? That was the whole thing. And at that time, I didn't really have the best relationship as far as communication goes with my parents. So they didn't really have a lot of questions. They were just kind of happy I was talking to them, which is sad. But it's okay. We're not like that anymore. But yeah, so that's the first time I came out. But I had known I was bisexual since like I was 15. And my friends had always known. I had just never had a relationship with a girl that got serious enough to tell my parents. So I just kind of didn't tell them. So yeah. And then the second time I came out to them was as a lesbian. And that was later in 2018, in December, I think. Or maybe January 2019. But I was very upset about something. I don't remember what, but I just kind of blurted it out on the phone again because I was in a relationship at the time that was not benefiting me or the person I was
Those
with.
stories will come out soon, right? We'll talk. We'll probably do a video about talking about
Yeah.
our breakups with
One day, people.
significant others.
And just advice on how to get through breakups and to know if you're in a healthy relationship, because that's
Yeah.
really important. And that's not to say that neither of us made mistakes. Like, Gretzky really doesn't like when we don't pay attention to him. So this is our view from where we're filming right now. Just so you guys know, he can get down on his own, but he refuses to. Gretzky, come here.
Gretzky,
Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's gonna beat us. Okay, so we're back. So yeah, that's not to say we never made mistakes. Everybody does. But a video will come on that later. Comment down below if you want to see that sooner. So yeah. But anyways, I wasn't in a good place mentally for a multitude of reasons, and I was just kind of angry at the world and my situation and not really knowing what was going on with me. So yeah, I just came out to them as a lesbian, and that was just that. And they've never cared. Like, either way, it didn't matter to them. It just mattered if I was happy. And after I did that, I went through a really rough time reacclimating after that breakup. So I leaned into what was comfortable to me and familiar by like going on a couple dates with guys, but I usually ditch them for Latera. So that's another story as well. That's our story. Yeah. But comment if you want that one too, because that one's even better. But yeah, and then I've just been with Latera and happy, and
For how long? Because you do a very, very detailed countdown.
It's not detailed, I just count by month. And by how many months we've been living together.
More detailed than what I do. I just be like,
we had a year yet or not? Like, that's what it is. But
and we're like, you still here?
We've been officially together for over 9 months. And
We've been talking for way longer.
We've been talking for way longer. And we were best friends beforehand anyway. And it just kind of grew from that, which is honestly the best way to start a relationship. This is...
It's recommended.
Yeah, and this is my longest relationship. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I know what I don't want, and I know when to leave it. So she's so lucky. I'm so with her. I love you, baby.
This is probably my shortest relationship so far. I'm a longevity bitch.
Don't worry, baby. It will be your longest.
Yes.
And you guys get to see it all. Yay! So yeah, that's my story.
Boom.
Everyone in my life has always been so accepting. And I'm super grateful for that. I think even my grandparents are fine with it. Like, my grandma on my dad's side met Latero when we went back there to visit, and she was super chill. She's from like freaking Missouri. So that's super lucky. And my grandparents on my mom's side are, I'm pretty sure, are fine with it too. Because they follow me on Instagram and they see our pictures, which if you don't follow us on Instagram, you are missing content. Please go. Please. But yeah, so I'm very fortunate. And with that, I'm slide over into your story, my love.
I don't remember what year I came out. I know it was during a really bad breakup.
Do you remember how old you were?
I was like maybe 18 or 17.
And how old were you when you knew you were a lesbian?
Oh, I was like in 6th grade.
Some of us are just luckier than others.
I just knew that like I wanted to be like I had the feeling that I wanted to be like a boy, but not actually a boy.
Yeah, just because boys were the ones with girls.
Yes. Yeah. That's how I knew. But other than that, I didn't come out until I was like 17 or 18, and it was during a really bad breakup with like my first girlfriend. Yeah. So I was like, I don't cry usually, you feel me? So bong, I was crying, right? So, and like at that point, I was like hanging with my mom, and I was just so heartbroken that I just blurted it out. I mean, obviously, what mother doesn't know? All moms know everything, majority of the time.
That's true.
Unless they're trash. But, and that just happens.
Unless they're uninvolved.
So, my mom just my mom isn't trash. She was just a single mother who worked a lot, so she wasn't really aware of like, emotionally, like what was going on. And like but it was pretty obvious. Like I always hung out at this one person's house, this girl, and who happened to just be my friend. Like that's how it is. Like moms just call that specific person you hang out with all the time as the friend that you have, or oh, that's your best friend. Like nah, I'm really okay.
Like that girl, like that one, that
right,
person.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, she was kind of oblivious to me hanging out for like a few years with this one girl. But yeah, I was crying one day and I just came out and said that I loved that girl and I was dating her. And yeah, that led with I still love you. I still accept you, which doesn't happen all the time. And my mom's still kind of on the fence with me being a lesbian or being out as a lesbian, and she still considers girls I date, even if I date them for long periods of time, as my friend. It's bad.
But that being said, I've met your mom a couple times.
And she's very nice.
And I've spent time with her, and she and I make jokes, and it's really nice. She's never expressed any animosity towards me at all. It's just that, that's been her upbringing, and it's hard for her to get past that. But, I'm just grateful she doesn't show it when, like, directly to us,
Yeah.
Like,
you're gonna come encounter, like, some of you are gonna come encounter with either a good, bad, and ugly. So, it's just gonna, bad is, like, is doable. Ugly is, like, when they're just completely mean and not accepting at all, and then you have people like Mackenzie's parents who are just good. So, that's my analogy on it.
Something to remember when you think about coming out to your family is that you can always find family within your friends. And that's been something very true for me and very true for her too.
Yeah.
So
all my friends throughout the years since high school have been like amazing. So, and very accepting, and they don't care.
Yeah.
And as you get older, whatever age you are, you're going to not really care what other people think about you.
Yeah. And I mean, I think also even among our own community, compulsory heterosexuality and things of that nature are becoming more known and more understood. So when I came out to friends who had known me when I dated guys in high school and I told them I was a lesbian, they were like, oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Like you were just suffering from a compulsory reaction to your surroundings and what you were expected to do. And that's
what
okay.
Society tells you is a norm. You kind of just, I mean, that's what you grew up on.
Right.
Kind of just stick with what you think is normal and what you're supposed to do in society. When that's, we don't really know what we're supposed to do as people. We all kind of live our lives differently.
Yeah.
So.
And with that, we're going to get right into our tips for coming out, specifically to your family. Tip number 1, make sure you're safe.
Yes.
If you are living with your family and you are unsure of how they're going to react, some good test points are kind of mentioning maybe some sort of news cycle or article that had to do with people being gay and kind of read their reaction, see if there's any, dismay on their face, or if they say anything like, well, that person shouldn't have been doing that anyway.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I tested the waters, and it worked really well for me. But if you do receive any kind of negative vibes, probably shouldn't come out until you're independent financially.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, and I hate that might be the truth for some of you, but it's just a matter of keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself in a home. And it sucks to have to hide yourself. And I'm so sorry if you're in that situation, but I mean, at least from us, we would rather you have a home that may not accept you than to live on the street or something else that would be terrible.
Unless it's in a place where you are being verbally, physically, emotionally abused.
Right. Then you need to seek help from professionals.
Yes.
But if you think your parents are, religious or just unaccepting because of their religion or whatever it may
things
be,
you actually know are very obvious.
Right.
And even political parties. If your parents may seem very liberal and they kind of still are religious in a way, a little bit.
Yeah, like if you're from America,
Yeah.
and did your parents like Pete Buttigieg or not? Like what they say about that. But yeah, just like, did they say anything about him being gay or something, or we can't have a gay president, like some crap like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so main point, we want you to stay safe. And if you can't come out yet, that's okay, because once you go off to college or your career or wherever you want to do, whatever you want to be after you're 18 and you're financially independent, who cares? Like, then you can tell them, and if they don't have the ability to go into their hearts and accept you the way that you are, then you get to pick your own family.
Yeah.
That's what you get to do. And that's honestly a good thing a lot of times. And that's not a reflection of you if they can't accept you. That's a reflection of them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would say on a mental health basis,
Tip 2.
if you can't get any professional help, try guidance counselor if you're in school, or some sort of counselor. I know some schools provide that option for kids. I know my school had one, like a counselor that we can just go to and talk to.
Or even if you don't want to talk to a counselor, talk
Or
to a
skip class.
teacher. She was so bad in high school, but we will talk about that in another video.
Yeah, we'll do a pastime song. But if you don't have those options to talk to a professional, journaling is always very good. YouTube is very good as well, because they give a lot of videos on how to have self-help and be able to mentally prepare yourself for coming out and growing up being gay or an LGBTQ.
And if you guys
Plus.
need help or you need a friend to talk to, you can talk to us. Like, Latera isn't on her social media as often as I am. I'm a little bit of an addict, but
I'm the Kendrick
yeah.
of the normal world. And if you don't know who Kendrick is, come on.
That's gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can always DM us and talk to us about the struggles you're having, and we'll try to respond as soon as we can. But even if we didn't respond quickly, just putting it out there can really help you in a lot of ways, and we want to be able to be those people for you guys.
Yeah.
And just go on our page and follow other people who follow us. You can make friends over Instagram. I sure as hell did when I was in like middle school and high school. So yeah, Latera did too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will occasionally check I'll be more proactive. Especially if you guys are like looking for help, I'll definitely be able to give you advice.
Yeah. So next tip. Do you have one?
What's another?
Another
Biphobia is real, people.
Biphobia is real.
I
She
was
used to be biphobic.
As a stud, you kind of become biphobic.
Don't say that.
A little bit.
Okay, we're gonna make a different video on how Latera was biphobic as fuck, and I fucking changed her mind because
It's okay to come out as bi if you're not, even if you're not really sure if you're strictly lesbian.
Right, that's what I did. Like, it can be a stepping stone to you figuring out who your true self is.
Yeah.
And it helped me get
Or
there.
even
So
if you like girls just a tad bit and you just know you're not ready for a U-Haul, just you know that you're just not ready to like fully get married the next day you meet the girl. It's okay to be bi.
you're terrible at this. You're so bad. It's okay to be bi if you feel like you're bi, okay? That's it.
Yeah, that too.
Or if you're
just
questioning yourself,
naturally-
just maybe be queer if you want for a little while. Like, there's so many different labels and terms that can help you come to terms with yourself that you're still figuring it out, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Not to say that bisexual people are still figuring it out.
No.
They are bisexual. That's so valid.
That's
But yeah, I guess my other tip would be when you're coming out to loved ones and people like that, definitely don't do it how I did. Do not call them on the phone and just blurt it out of nowhere. Do not do that.
Unless you're in a different state and you feel like you're safe and they don't know where you live, that's fine.
You should still be more respectful to yourself than to do that. No. Like, honestly, I wish I would have gone about it differently, even though it did go well for me.
Don't do it during the breakup either.
Don't do it. Just don't.
Because then at that point you're just blabbering all your emotions out, and at that time it's just probably
Not a good idea.
not a good idea.
But yeah, so try to sit down with them if you can, or if you are in another state from them, if you're in college or something, try to FaceTime them or something where you can kind of be closer to each other.
Yeah.
And make it a serious thing. Like, say, hey guys, like, I really wanted to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately and a part of my life that I want to share with you.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it is. Like, you are giving them the privilege of being privy to this part of your life.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that, but you want to.
Also,
So-
another good tip is make creative ways to come out.
If you know
So-
they're going to react nicely.
Yeah, like call them up to your room, be hiding in the closet, and then come out of the closet. Boom. They should get it. Or even FaceTime, wait for them to pick up, be hiding in the closet, and they'll be like, why are you FaceTiming me? You're not even in the room?
I'm coming out of the closet.
And then you're like, I'm gay. And then you end the FaceTime.
Yeah, something cute like that. Or like use posters somehow and just be like, take them to different rooms of the house where you've hung them and go, and like one is I am whatever your label is. Like,
Yep.
That's cute too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it doesn't have to be this like somber, like teeth chattering kind of experience.
No.
Like, if you've already taken those steps to see if they are okay with people being gay,
Switch it
then
up.
or trans or whatever you are, you can definitely be more creative and kind of make it a happy memory for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Also, see if I don't know what tip we landed on because we kind of just.
I don't
stopped.
know what number it is.
I haven't.
I think it's like 4.
I haven't been counting. To be honest.
You never count.
Also lost my thought. should try to see in your community if there is any support groups that you can go to, any LGBTQ clubs at your school if you're in school. If not, of anything, any type of groups that you can join outside of your community.
Yeah.
Or in your community.
My high school had a Gay Straight Alliance that I was a part of.
Same.
And I wasn't a super active member, but I had friends in that club.
I wasn't
so
active because I was just busy skipping school. I was a part of that Dungeons and Dragons club though.
You're such a nerd.
Whatever.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so
I hope we helped.
hope this made you feel better, feel more comfortable. If you have any other questions or you want a little more specific advice to your situation, you can comment down below and we'll look at it. And we'll reply to you. So yeah, just keep being gay, kids. Keep doing the thing.
It's happier that way.
It so is. It so is. I feel like I live a dream life.
Sometimes I forget she's here and then she is there. And I'm like, wow.
Okay. Shut up. So yeah, I hope this was informational for you. I hope you've gotten more of a game plan together for yourself. And yeah. So
Bye.
No.
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 Oh.
So please subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video. Drop a like and a comment for us about other videos you want us to make, other coffee talk ideas maybe.
What other coffees we should try, or if we should actually go get real coffee.
If we should include any pastries in this.
Yeah, like what snacks you would like us to eat.
Or just what you want us to talk
I
about.
love a good, I love a little mukbang.
We're not doing a mukbang.
I love mukbangs. I really do.
It's tragic. Okay. And go ahead and click the links in our Dropbox down here with our social medias. Give us a follow if you feel like it. And yeah, we just want to connect with you guys and form tighter sense of community around here. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Vegetarians.
Peace.